How's it going, everybody? Welcome to today's stick mobility class. I am Coach Ray. Thank you for joining me. So for today's class, we are only going to need one long stick for today. All right. So we're going to get into quite a few different drills. We're going to do a lot of focus on the spine in terms of flexion, extension, and a lot of rotation. So for the equipment that we're going to need today, I have a foam roller because we're going to be doing a rotational drill where we're going to need the foam roller to kind of push against the leg. We also have a pad and a yoga block. The yoga block is going to be used as a marker for us to do some in-range strengthening for the hip flexor. Also, it's going to be helpful here if you actually have a band. And I'm going to be using a light band, but it's going to be for a core drill, specifically working with rotation in different angles. And we're going to attach it to the stick as a way to focus on strengthening the obliques and getting those sling systems involved here. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I first want to start off with working with the pelvis. So we're going to start with anterior, posterior tilts. So I'm going to take a step back. I want to make sure my feet are roughly about hip to shoulder width apart. The distance is going to depend on you. I'm going to have the stick in line with my center line here. And I want to make sure that my hands are roughly about chest height. The stick is angled in. I'm going to squat down a little bit, make sure the pelvis is stacked under the spine, nice and tall. Ribs to the hips. I want to drive the stick down into the floor about 30% tension, and then I'm going to do a posterior tilt. So I'm going to squeeze the glutes. I want to make sure I'm gripping the ground with my toes here. Abduct the hips. Then I'm going to do an anterior tilt. Feel the lower back tissues tighten up here. Posterior tilt. Good. Anterior tilt. With a lower back curve here. Posterior tilt. Good. Anterior tilt. Excellent. One more time each way. Posterior tilt. Excellent. Anterior tilt. Keep driving that stick down. Come back to posterior tilt again. Now we're going to go lateral tilts. So I'm going to bump my hips up to the right. Excellent. Then bump my hips up to the left. Now, as we do this, you're going to feel that glute that you're bumping the hip to activate. So bump hips up to the right. Excellent. Now to the left. Feel the left glute tighten. Bump to the right. Breathe. Bump to the left. Excellent. One more time. Bump to the right. And bump to the left. Back to center. Now we're going to go with the clock system. So we're going to start at 12. So posterior tilt. Then we're going to go to 9. So bump the left hip up. Then 6, 3, and 12. We're going to go all in one smooth motion. So 9, 6, 3, 12. I want to make sure the rib cage isn't moving. 9, 6, 3, 12. Now we're going to switch directions. So we're going to go 3, 6, 9, 12. Go 2 more. 3, 6, 9, 12. One more time. 3, 6, 9, and 12. Ease off. Excellent. So now we're going to work with the spine here. So we're going to first start off with opening up a little bit of extension, okay? And then we're gonna start going into some of the rotation. So for this one, I like to keep it really simple. So I'm actually gonna go with a little bit of a split stance here. Now, the reason why is just kind of lock the hips forward. Also gonna keep the back glute tight. We're gonna be switching legs here. So I'm gonna go with a split stance. Bottom of the stick is about roughly 8 to 10 inches in front of the line of the toes of my left foot here. Now I'm going to have both hands roughly about chin height. Now what I want to do with this back leg is I want to kind of drive that heel back, squeeze that right glute to lock the lumbar spine into neutral position. I'm going to shift forward on that front leg. Okay, so I'm going to create a solid line from my spine to my leg, and then I'm going to drop my head between my hands. Then I'm going to come back up. ease off. I'm gonna go into that 2 more times. So squeeze that back glute, draw those hands forward. Back up. Let's go 1 more time. Split the hips. Get a good hinge. You should feel that upper back opening up here. Back up. Ease off. Now we're going to switch sides. So I'll actually show from the front. So you also see the alignment of my hips here. So foot distance is roughly about the same. We're going to switch the hands here. Let's step back a little bit more. All right, let's do this again. So from here, so split the hips, drive that left heel back, squeeze that left glute. Drive the chest down towards the floor. Good, back up. Excellent, let's go 2 more. Drive forward. Good. Back up. 1 more time. Drive forward. Excellent. Back up. And ease off. Perfect. Now we're going to take the formula. We're going to go to the ground. So for this, we're going to be using a stick as a way 2 for 1. Again, work on opening up the shoulders and the chest, but also at the same time, working on that thoracic extension. So I'm going to take the foam roller, and I'm going to go to the ground here. Now for this, I want to start off with the foam roller roughly about mid-back. So from here, I want to keep my feet planted and I want to keep my glutes on the ground. Now, I want to make sure that as I'm here, I'm not moving my lower body, but instead I want to keep my lumbar spine as neutral as I can. So you want to try to feel like you're lightly tightening and bracing your core a little bit here. Now, with both hands, I'm going to go with a wider than shoulder width grip here for my hands. Now, as the foam roller is on my mid-back, I want to keep both arms straight. And what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to take a deep breath in, and I'm going to exhale, bring the stick back towards the floor, then back up. Good. We're going to repeat that again. This time we're going to add in pulling the stick apart. So lightly pull the stick apart, 15% tension, arms straight, deep breath in, exhale. Back up. Excellent. So I'm going to scoot down a little bit on the foam roller, so now I'm getting more into the upper back. Just a little bit, not much. Deep breath in, pull apart, exhale. Try to reach up with those arms. Back up. Excellent. Let's go again. Pull stick apart. Deep breath in, exhale. Back up, ease off. I'm going to slide down a little bit more. This time I'm going to switch my hands. So I'm going to have my palms facing up towards my face here, or reverse grip. Now from here, still keeping the core engaged, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to sink back into it, so go into a little bit of extension. I'm going to pull the stick apart, deep breath in, exhale, try to get the arms closer to the floor. So we're getting external rotation on the shoulders. So getting more of a challenge on the T-spine. Come back up. Excellent. We're going to go 1 more time here. So extend, deep breath in. Exhale. Pulling the stick apart. Good. Back up. And ease off. Perfect. Now, This is where we need the foam roller, push you up against the wall. So to set this up here, you want to make sure that the inside leg close to the wall is the leg that's forward. So this is to trap us from actually moving too much as we go into this here. All right, as we go into this rotation. So my inside leg is down, and I'm gonna have foam roller right on the outside of the front leg here. Now, we do want to make sure that it's right behind the knee. And with the back leg, we want to make sure it's active. So we want to drive that back foot into the floor, squeeze that glute. Again, this allows us to lock our hips forward as we go through this here. Now, if you have, typically you'd have the stick in the corner of the wall, but I'm just trying to clear a little bit of space. Sorry. So now from here, what I want to do, I want to grip right above my head. Now what I'm going to do from here, driving the stick down or into the wall, actively, I'm going to start to rotate back, reach across with the right arm, keeping my chest up nice and tall, come back up and over. So repeat that 2 more times. Deep breath in, exhale, reach across, come back. Excellent. Let's go one more time. Deep breath in, exhale, reach across. Let's go through 3 deep breaths. 1, 2, one more time. 3, come back up, nice and slow, and let's switch sides. I want to show from the side because, again, we want to make sure we're paying attention to what the low back is doing. We don't want any rotation in that lower back. So stick is behind the foam roller, in line with the hip. Hand is roughly about head height, top of the height, top of your head. So we're pushing that back foot down. Okay, squeeze that glute. Lightly drive that front knee into the wall. From here, lightly drive the stick down, get that activation. Now rotate, reach across. Good, back up. Let's go 2 more. Deep breath in, exhale. Good, come back forward. Let's go 1 more time. Deep breath in, exhale. Now go through 3 breath cycles, deep breath, exhale. 1, deep breath in, exhale. 2, deep breath in, exhale. 3, come back forward. Nice and slow, and ease off. Excellent. Good. So now we're going to get the pad. This is just for us to use as we go into actively splitting the hips here. So I'm going to line up, and I'm going to get into a hip flexor stretch pattern. So right knee is down, left knee is forward. Now what I want to do from this position here is I want to drive the stick down, and then I want to extend that back hip. So I'm going to be on a ball and toes of my back leg here, driving that big toe into the ground. I want to keep that tension there. And now what I'm going to do, you can manipulate the distance between your feet. Now the stick is in line with my center line here, and I want to have a little bit of an angle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive the stick down, and I'm going to shift my hips forward a bit, squeezing my right glute. Now from this position, I want to lift that right knee off and drive that heel back. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Good. Want to do that again. Let's go a few more. So shift the hips forward, drive that stick down. Let's go 60%. Hover that back knee, drive that right heel back, squeeze. 3, 2, 1, back down. Ease off. Let's go 2 more here. Drive the stick down, shift the hips forward, hover that back knee, squeeze a glute. 3, 2, 1, back down, ease off. Let's go 1 more time here, folks. Shift hips forward, drive the stick down, hover that back knee, drive that right heel back, squeeze the glutes. 3, 2, 1, and ease off. Good. Let's go on and switch sides here. So for this, I'm actually going to rotate forward so I can see, again, how the hips are lining up. I'm going to go back. So now, same thing. We're just going to switch legs. So right leg is planted, stick is angled in towards me, in line with my center line, and make sure to switch your hands. So left foot is back. Now I'm gonna do shift hips forward, hover that back knee, drive that stick down, drive that left heel back, hold, 3, 2, 1, good, back down, ease off. Should be feeling a huge stretch on the front of that hip here. So we're actively trying to split the hips. Let's go again. Drive the stick down, over that back knee, drive that left heel back, try to stay as upright as you can. 3, 2, 1, back down, ease off. Let's go 2 more here. Drive the stick down, shift hips forward, hover that back knee, drive that left heel back. 3, 2, 1, good. Back down, ease off. 1 more time here. Shift hips forward, drive that stick down, hover that left knee, drive that left heel back. Breathe. 3, 2, 1, good. Back down. Ease off and relax. Excellent, good. So now let's go in and work on a little bit of core here. So I have a band here anchored to the wall. So we can start off with a lighter band. You can have just work with whatever band you typically have available to you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up the foam roller has a way to gauge the distance. And so the objective is to get the stick as close to the foam roller as we can possibly get it. So I have a pretty good distance between a band and a foam roller here. Now again, the objective is to make sure that we utilize rotation without moving the hips in order to really activate the core tissues here. So I'm going from a little bit of a higher position. You also notice the band is roughly about face level for me. Now, I'm going to place the band on the end of the stick, make sure it's nice and secure. And I'm going to step forward here. Now, my outside hand, gripping at the end here, is going to be facing up towards the ceiling. My inside hand is going to be facing down towards the floor. Now, what I want to do from this position here is I'm going to keep my hips square, facing forward, and I'm actually going to start in a rotated position. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a push-pull with the arms and try to get that end of the stick to touch the foam roller. So from here, get set in a good position, squat down a little bit, and now let's go ahead and drive forward. Good. The back, slow and controlled. Excellent. Okay, let's do that again. So grip the stick. Remember, keep those hips facing forward, don't move the hips. Go, rotate. Come back nice and slow. Excellent. Let's go 2 more. Rotate, pull with the outside arm, push with the inside. Excellent. Nice and slow. One more time. Rotate that stick a bit. Excellent. Back off nice and slow. And ease off. Perfect. Now we're going to switch sides. So, in terms of anchoring, you want to make sure that the foam roller is directly in front of the band, because I don't want the band to slip off, don't want it to be angled out anywhere. So outside hand is up towards the ceiling, inside hand down towards the floor. Same thing, we're gonna go through that same rotational pattern here. So gripping the ground with the feet. I'm starting off in a rotated position. So, okay, deep breath in, make sure you're gripping the stick. Go ahead, push. Back nice and slow. Good. Ease off. The objective isn't to fully touch the foam roller, but that's what you're aiming for. So again. Back nice and slow. Excellent. Let's go 2 more. Rotate the stick a bit. Same thing. Good, back nice and slow. One more time. Rotate the stick a bit. Last one. Keep those hips forward. Back nice and slow. And ease off. Excellent. Good. So again, for safety reasons, make sure that the band is very secure to the stick. You don't want it slipping up and down. So that's why we're on the grip side. Typically a band has good grip on the stick. All right, so let's switch gears here. Let's go ahead and bring it back forward. I got the bottom of the stick angled in towards my body. I want to keep my ankle dorsiflex on this left leg. Starting off on the left side first. The block is right outside my left leg. So I'm going to drive the stick down, 50% tension. From here, keeping the leg straight, lift, bring it up and over, place it down, good. Keep driving that stick down, lift, up, over, and down, ease off. Okay? So let's go ahead and go. A couple more repetitions here. Drive the stick down, keep the ankle dorsiflex, leg straight, up, over, down, good, up, over, down, good. Let's go one more time. Drive the stick down, up, over, down. One more time, up, over, down. Excellent. We're going to change angles. So now we're going to work on that right leg. So I'm going to scoot back a little. So now I'm going to work on that right hip. So you're probably going to feel that hip flexion to rec fem and a quad start to cramp up here, and that's okay. So set up in the same position. So drive the stick down, 50%. Keep that ankle dorsiflexed, up, over, down. Again, drive the stick down, up, over, and down. Ease off. Excellent. Let's go 2 more. Drive the stick down, up, over, down. Okay, good. Again, drive the stick down, up, over, and down. One more time here. Starting to cramp a little bit myself, folks. All right. Drive the stick down, up, over, down. Last one. Drive, up, over, and down. Ease off. So now we're going to get into a half kneeling core drill, specifically working with lateral flexion of the spine. So kind of like a side bending lateral bow and arrow. So I'm going to take my right leg, my right knee is going to be down here. I want my left leg forward. Now the objective here is to go from a position like so. So I do want you to grip the stick to where it's under the chin here. Now the objective is to laterally bend. Once the bottom of the stick makes contact with the floor, we're gonna create a flex on the stick here to contract and get those lateral tissues active here, all right? So we're gonna start here. Now the back foot, dorsiflex. Okay, big toe is into the foot here. Squeeze that right glute. So from here, make sure you're gripping the stick, elbows under. Now I want to drive that back foot down, squeeze the right glute. I'm going to laterally tilt to my left. Once the stick makes contact, I'm going to create a bow on the stick. So push up with the outside hand, pull it down with the inside hand. About 50%. 3, 2, 1. Good. Ease off. Come back up. Excellent. We're going to go a couple more reps here. Same thing. Drive that back foot down, squeeze the glute. Tilt to your left. Excellent. Create that bow. You're gonna feel that oblique and the lat light up quite a bit here. 3, 2, 1. Good. Ease off. Back up. Let's go one more time. Laterally flex. Create that bow. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Ease off. Come back up and relax. Let's go ahead and switch sides here. Turn, change angles. So right leg is forward now. Left leg is back. Again, dorsiflexing that back ankle, driving that big toe down into the floor. It's important that we create that power. So stick is in the same position. Same thing, drive the back foot down, squeeze the glute, laterally tilt the right side down, make contact with the floor, and create that bow. 3, 2, 1. Ease off, come back up. Good, we're gonna go again, 2 more reps. So laterally tilt, create that bow. 3, 2, 1. Back up. Good. One more time. Laterally tilt. Good. Create the bow. 3, 2, 1. Good. Ease off. Come back up and relax. Excellent. Good. So, kind of working on quite a bit of core there, quite a bit of rotation, different movements of the spine. So now we're going to do our cool down. We're actually going to start off with what's called the scorpion. So we're going to be face down on the floor for this. All right, so now we're going to go to the floor. We're going to be face down. Now, I'm going to have my hands at the ends of the stick here. So I'm gripping out as wide as I can possibly get on the stick. Now the stick is across my chest. Now from where my body is, what I'm going to do from here, gripping the sticks with my thumbs facing away from one another, I want to lightly pull apart. So this is going to get some extension in the spine and activate that posterior chain. Now having my legs together, I'm going to lift my right leg off the floor, and then I'm going to rotate right side down, or rotate to my right. My hips to my right, try to open up the hip to the right. And come back up. Come down. Now I'm gonna go to the other side. So still pulling the stick apart the entire time, about 20%. Bring that left hip up, across. You wanna make sure the stick stays in contact with the floor. Back up and over. So we're getting quite a bit of movement in the spine. So right leg up, over. Excellent. Back to start position. Other side again. Up. Over. Excellent. Back down. And ease off. Good. So now we're going to go to a half kneeling position. We're going to work on rotating side to side. So what we're going to do though is we're going to use the stick as a way to anchor into both hips. So I want the stick on the outside of my front leg and also on the outside of my down leg here. So left leg is forward, right leg is back, or down, right knee is down. And I'm going to have the bottom of the stick kind of far back. So I want to be able to make sure I get a really good anchor point here in between my legs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, from this position, shift my hips forward. Then I'm going to reach across with my right hand. Now I'm already getting some rotation here. There's a little bit of blow on the stick. I'm going to lightly pull up, really lightly. I'm going to let go of my left hand. Then I'm going to rotate to my left, rotating back. Good. I'm going to rotate back forward, touch the stick, and then rotate again. Excellent. Rotate back forward. Then I'm going to rotate again. Excellent. Now from this position, bring the hand to the side. Then I'm going to laterally bend to my right or towards my back leg. Good. Back to center. And ease off. Now we're going to switch sides. There again, we're doing a lot of work on the spine, a lot of work. We're getting some rotation and lateral flexion in. So let's go ahead and bring that right leg forward. Make sure that stick is placed down. Again, the outside of both legs here. I'm going to shift my hips forward, reach across to the left, lightly pull up, make sure you're up nice and tall. We're going to rotate back towards that front leg. Good, back forward. Touch the stick, rotate again. Back forward. One more time, rotate again. Excellent. Come over here, hand up, laterally flex over to the left. Back down. Excellent. Ease off and relax for a second here. Good. Now we're going to get into a slap shot. Really love using this one to open up. So I'm going to take the stick, place it behind my mid back. I'm going to take a stance as wide as whatever's comfortable. So from here, feet are going to be slightly go down a little bit. I'm going to pull the stick apart lightly, and we're going to hinge. Good. Hold that position. Get a good stretch in the hamstrings here. So pulling apart to keep that extension in the chest. We're going to rotate the right end of the stick down towards the floor. Pull apart. Lunge to my right. Driving those hips back. Come back to center. Bring it back to neutral. Now rotate the left end down. Same thing. Pull apart. Lunge to the left. Driving those hips back. Back to center. Bring the stick back to neutral. Rotate the right end across. See if you can get a little further across the midline. Pull apart, lunge to the right. Back to center. Good, neutral. Rotate the left hand down, place it, pull apart, lunge to the left. Back to center. Neutral, last one. Rotate the right hand across, pull apart, lunge to the right. Back to center. Neutral, rotate the left hand down, pull apart, lunge. Back to center. Come back to neutral. Hold that position. Deep breath. Come up. Squeeze those glutes. Wiggle those feet in. Nice and slow. Excellent. Good. One last thing. Just want to focus on stretching out that chest a little bit. Again, try to open up the tissues that get chronically tight here. So I'm going to have both feet roughly about hip width, put both feet facing forward. I'm going to have the stick right on the outside of my pinky toe, my right foot here. Now I'm going to have my hand roughly about chin height, but the distance of the hand or height of the hand, that can change depending on your flexibility and how everything feels. So from here, stick straight out to the side. I want to lightly drive the stick down, get some tension. I'm going to hinge, reaching my right hand towards the floor, getting a stretch in the chest, the anterior delt and the shoulder. Come back up. Excellent. Let's go again. Lightly drive the stick down, hinge. Stick comes out to the side, in line with the rib cage. Reaching that left hand down towards the floor. 3, 2, 1, back up. Excellent, let's switch sides. So I'll show from the side. Left hand out, drive the stick down lightly, hinge, stick comes out to the side. Make sure you got a good grip on the stick. So we're going to get a little bit of rotation here, but again, stretch out the chest and the shoulder. Come up. Excellent. Let's go one more time here. Lightly drive the stick down, hinge. Good, get a good stretch in the chest. Three, 2, 1, back up. Excellent, ease off. That, my friends, concludes today's stick mobility class. Thank you for joining me for today. Hope everybody had a good class. Be sure to catch some of the other content we have posted. I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a good day.